There's a lot of news about AI coming out, and these are good news. And I wanted to share this with you all because in the state of all this like AI, this, that, and the third, and it's getting kind of scary, the good news is motivating. The very first one is this post by Culture Crave, writing OpenAI is shutting down its AI video platform Sora after it flopped. Disney is now exiting their $1 billion deal with OpenAI. This is honestly wild because Disney only entered into this deal very, very recently, and I made a video about it as well. But this was something that people were, talking about on the internet because it made a big wave, right? Disney is insanely protective over their IP. So the idea that Disney was going to partner with a AI video generation company, it looks like this goes completely against what Disney stands for. I also want to add, there's always those like AI bros in the comments, whatever, blah, blah. There are good uses of AI. I am not saying every single AI ever is bad. AI has been used in science to make massive discoveries that would not have happened without it, like discovering millions of protein structures. What I do not like is generative AI when it takes artist work and labor and things like that, and then replaces the artist with it by stealing stuff from them, which is literally what Sora was doing. But we have this BBC article written by Osman Chia and Emma Calder, titled OpenAI closes Sora video making app and cancels a $1 billion Disney deal. So, OpenAI told the BBC on Wednesday that it discontinued Sora so it could focus on other developments, such as robotics that, quote, will help people solve real world physical tasks, end quote. Interesting. Kind of almost as if nobody really wanted to use the video generation for anything besides making stupid videos. So what about Disney then, right? A spokesperson for Walt Disney said, quote, we respect OpenAI's decision to exit the video generation business and to shift its priorities elsewhere, end quote. But BBC article highlights that Disney is still looking to partner with AI companies, which is still pretty interesting. So the article continues, what went wrong? Well, since it launched, Sora made $1.4 million in in-app revenue. This is wild. I just want to put this to you. $1.4 billion in revenue is criminally low for how much money they were spending. Because I also want to add, in business, revenue and profit are not the same thing. Revenue is how much you generated in sales, not counting your expenses. Profit is how much money you made after you subtract all the expenses, operating costs, etc. out of $1.4 million in revenue means they lost a disgusting amount of money. The BBC article highlights this, adding Forrester analyst Thomas Hudson told BBC News it was, quote, a resource black hole with, quote, limited monetization, and that the platform struggled to prevent the creation of non-consensual imagery and realistic misinformation, not to mention major copyright infringement. And we have another article. This is a Forbes article titled OpenAI could be blowing as much as 15 million per day on silly Sora videos. This was published November 10th, 2025 by Phoebe Liu, where it highlights that OpenAI spends estimated $5 billion annually, or around $15 million per day on Sora. And it highlights Bill Peebles, OpenAI's head of Sora, said, quote, the economics are currently completely unsustainable, end quote. Now, these again are Forbes estimates, and these are like official profit margin numbers because the official numbers have not been released by OpenAI. And it highlights that generating a 10-second video clip is estimated to cost OpenAI around $1.30. And OpenAI charges you $1 for a 10-second video generated by Sora 2. So they're charging you at a loss. That is the estimation anyways. I just wanted to highlight this because this is honestly astronomically wild, right? Where Forbes estimates that Sora spent $15 million per day, and that since they've launched, the revenue is $1.4 million. They launched in 2024. This article is stating basically that their entire existence has not made enough money to quantify how much they lost in one day. This is absurd. But going back to what the public feels about this, a user writes, I've been told countlessly and daily by my university tutors that Sora AI is the future, that we should all get on it and learn how to use it so we don't get left behind. Now the bubble is popping and I've never felt so vindicated. The future is human. This is a post written by Cartoons on the Moon, writing, Article 29 in Mexico has been approved. With this reform, dubbing may only be performed by people, excluding the use of AI. And it protects actors against the unauthorized use of their voices. And according to this Fisher-Broyles article on March 23rd, it's highlighting an initiative that Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum submitted to Congress, where it again wants to shield performing artists from unauthorized AI exploitation, But the article also highlights there could be a fringe side effect of all technology-driven reuse of creative content appearing unlawful. And another user on Twitter adds, Mexico approved a law which protects voice actors from AI and bans the use of AI for dubbing. It also protects voice actors from the unauthorized use of AI tools. Mexico produces the vast majority of dubbing products for all of Latin America, so this is great news against AI. Another update. There's so many rolling out in such a short window. Posted by Dextero, Wikipedia has banned the use of AI to write articles. And on Wikipedia's page, it highlights text generated by LLMs often violates several of Wikipedia's core content policies, so using LLMs to generate or rewrite articles is prohibited. But there are exceptions for editors, where they are allowed to use LLMs to suggest basic copy edits, but that the LLM cannot introduce content of its own, and that LLMs are allowed to be used to translate articles as long as it's following Wikipedia's LLM-assisted translation guidelines. And Australia also has an AI update. This one came earlier in March, where Australia has actually already banned social media for those under 16. But this is following Australia's very, very rigorous crackdown on social media and AI. This is a Reuters article written by Byron Kane, where Australia's internet regulator said it might push search engines and app stores to block AI services that don't verify users' ages. And starting March 9th, AI search tools like OpenAI, ChatGPT, etc. must restrict minors in Australia from receiving sensitive and triggering material, things that I can't really say on YouTube. So what are your thoughts about all these updates and changes? A lot of AI bros are really mad because they act very triggered. It's very interesting. They're like, how dare you think this way? AI is not your enemy. Da, 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 da. Funny one that I saw. The bubble isn't popping. It's just insufferable people and stuff that make AI seem like the failure of humanity and the second coming of the devil, while it's just primitive and in development. Generative AI will probably return faster than we think once it's developed. Interesting. I mean, people are allowed to think whatever they want to think at the end of the day. But what really speaks, honestly, is where people are putting their money. And what Sora is showing is that people don't want to spend money on making generative AI stuff. They're losing an astronomical amount of money because people basically downloaded it, made silly videos, and then just never touched it again. And then companies that are using video generation tools to make videos like, I don't know, right, like Coca-Cola ads and stuff, the public hates it.
Their joy mirrors the audience's joy. The result is a truly global holiday story,
And then here we have the Nightmare Fuel Santa again.
crafted with technology, animation, and imagination. A celebration of anticipation, joy, and togetherness, with the magic of Coca-Cola at its heart.
The public doesn't want to see it and they're not watching it. And like what OpenAI has shown, what people really care about is stuff that will make their life easier. Again, what are your thoughts? I would love to hear it in the comment section down below. And with that, if you like this video, I appreciate it if you like and subscribe. Don't forget to check me out on Etsy. I have digital art there for streamers and creators. I also have a coffee with free resources, and I'm working on some cat merch. I got them ordered. Really excited. They're all kitty related, so yay. And if I sound funny in this video, please bear with me. I have like a bajillion sores in my mouth from eating some funky chocolate with little crystals in it, and hurts to talk. So I'm trying not to slur my words right now. But I hope to catch you guys on my Twitch streams. I stream Mondays and Saturdays at 6 p.m. or Thursdays at 7:30 or in another video.